look out! Going to the outside, but gets caught!
Now, we certainly know Jessie V very well, but Scorpious is the first time we're seeing him. But what a phenom, certainly an explosive entrance, and that's one way to start this match.
Face first into that turnbuckle, or rather the apron there to Scorpious. Again, as you mentioned there, Butterfly making his debut here for Remix Wrestling, coming from Calgary. And you want to talk about two titans in the ring right now. You have Clutch Jessie V, who competed for last year's King of the Keg Championship, taking on Scorpious, who is no slouch of his own. These are going to be two beasts, two titans in the ring here this evening.
As you say, an absolute clash of the titans with these two guys coming from very different backgrounds. Like we said, Scorpious coming out of the Workhorse Performance Center in Calgary, an Okotoks boy originally, but he's been working, and my God, he nearly launched him right out of the ring.
They don't call him a freak athlete for nothing. He just tossed him like a sack of potatoes across the ring.
Coming in clutch every single time. That's Clutch Jessie V. He can move as fast as a cheetah. Look at him.
A chair right to the head of Clutch Jessie V. Scorpious taking him down.
One step ahead, that's where you need to be when you're facing a veteran like Jessie V. And Scorpious now with his foot on the gas. He's trying to choke the life out of Jessie V. Oh my God.
I mean, really taking it to Jessie V. We saw earlier, of course, that assault there from behind onto Clutch Jessie V. Now trying to find any means necessary to get the advantage, and a chair shot right to the back of Clutch Jessie V.
Now much of the ring crew just trying to manage the crowd a little bit. There's not much anybody can do to get in the way of these two giants.
I was going to say, we've seen these matches get taken to the outside sometimes, but I don't know if I want to be out in the crowd with these two behemoths out there. Here's the cover and a kick out there from Clutch Jessie V, but I can't imagine being a fan and having to see these two monsters that are in the ring right now, these two big men just brawling to the outsides. Now they're just keeping it in the ring.
Now, you got to believe this match could go either way. I don't believe Jessie V expected to have such an opponent, one that's never been around here before. So you got to believe he's got to be surprised. And you got to wonder, has he done his homework on Scorpious?
Look at Scorpious, the agility there, but gets laid out by Lariat. My goodness, we've been seeing Clutch Jessie V. He's been putting his all into his moves here tonight, and Scorpious is feeling it.
And there's been a paradigm shift in this match. Jessie V now putting the pressure on as the prey has become the predator, and now Scorpious is in a bad position looking from the bottom up.
Scorpious thrown into the corner, Jessie V on pursuit, and now just tossing Scorpious with the Beetle across the ring.
Launching him straight into oblivion. You gotta see that power behind the specimen of a man, as we've seen him throw about Scorpious a few times already, like he's nothing more than a bag of flowers.
And just a punt kick there right to the tailbone of Scorpious.
Oh, you get that double whammy, the kick and then the fall once you hit the ground.
Well, speaking of hitting the mat, a Death Valley driver there coming from Clutch Jessie V.
You gotta believe we could be closer to the end of the match than the beginning after all that Scorpious has been through just now. But Clutch Jessie V going in from the top. That's a big man dropping from the sky.
Missing the senton there is Clutch Jessie V. Scorpious able to get out of the way. And now a boot to the face with a running there.
Wow, and you can see how quickly the tables turn when you're working with heavyweights like this. One blow is all it takes to change the momentum, and all of the energy suddenly shifts to the other side.
Couple of shots there, and dropping the elbow is Scorpious.
Scorpious looking strong right now. This is the first time we're seeing him out here in Ottawa. What an athlete. Certainly well trained. Certainly his trainers are Jude Dawkins and Travis Cole. And they've spared no expense turning this man into a superstar.
I mean, we've seen with Scorpious, he's made his way onto AEW television as well. Jessie V, no cheaters, also made it to Ring of Honor, so you know that these two are some of the best heavyweights coming here from the Canadian Independents, and so glad to have them here at Remix Wrestling, especially in the case of Clutch Jessie V, knowing he's from Ottawa, but here he comes trying to maybe powerbomb him into that chair, but Scorpious able to get out of that.
Each one of these men seem to have studied the playbook of the other. Scorpious could be it. He's going to put Jessie away.
Bulldog into the chair. Will this do it? And that is going to be a kick out there for Clutch Jessie V.
A way to take a classic maneuver like the Bulldog and amplify it up 100% by launching Jessie V's face straight into the base of that chair. It's not a whole lot our referee, Kyle Joseph, can do in spite of it being his birthday.
He also had that attack earlier on. I mean, in that crazy battle for the microphone, he was caught in the melee there from Vanna Black, and so you have to imagine too, not 100% how he's going to be able to call it here, especially with how physical it's gotten. Right now it has been down the middle. He has been able to call it down the middle.
And Kyle Joseph, one of the most honest men you'll find anywhere in Orleans. Here he is, having to try to skirt the line right now between good and evil, but it's hard to get in between two giants when they're this big.
Scorpious flipping through, ducking underneath those Clutch Jessie V. Jessie V getting out of the way, runs into a boot though from Scorpious.
Now it's not often you see speed like this at this point in the match from guys this big. Oh my God.
You see that agility there from Clutch Jessie V, that enziguri, and Scorpious is just dangling on that top rope.
Pinpoint accuracy, what an absolute striker. Jessie V now going high. These are two, oh my God, right in front of us.
This is right in front of us here, Butterfly, and I can only imagine what they're going to do here. Oh my goodness, inside from Clutch Jessie V, and now both men are down.
I think he nearly drove him right through the ring right there, Gibby. I think I heard a board snap or something. That was unbelievable, and that's a lot of weight from these two big guys going down to the ring. Those planks can only take so much.
And this is so high risk that he was able to do that too, right in front of us. I mean, any sort of raw move, he could have come right onto our table here.
As you say, high risk can very much equal high reward, but did that take too much out of Jessie V? Is he able to capitalize?
Well, I think that's the answer to your question there.
Seems I spoke too soon. Oh my God, a freight train just went off the track.
Seems to have awoken something here in Clutch Jessie V. Rolling through. Trying to get the pin. Scorpious able to get out, but German suplex. Coming out of that pinfall attempt, and now Jessie V still on pursuit. Look at that as he lifts him up for a suplex.
He seemed to have lifted him right out of the ground. What a power. And you can see the pressure now starting to apply. It's amazing at this point in the match. You'd think he'd be nearly running on empty, but Jessie V looks like he just woke up.
Oh, what's going on here? Oh, here we go. We've seen this happen before here at Remix Wrestling. The doors have come out.
This can't be good for one of these competitors. Might not be good for either of them, and we're about to see a lot of debris.
That RXW door placed in the corner. This is in the end our 3rd anniversary show here at Broadhead Brewery.
Jessie V now, all back on the shoulders is Scorpious.
Able to get out of it. Tucking underneath. Running up the ropes and catching out the cutter from the top rope down. And here's the cover, hooking the outside leg. And oh my goodness, Jessie V able to kick out of that one.
And I thought for sure it was over right then. Would have been a big win for Scorpious in his debut here at Remixed Wrestling. But alas, this match continues.
Scorpious, I mean, he's looking at our official, Kyle Joseph. Here comes Scorpious now, trying to lift up Jessie V and able to. At least for the moment, Jessie V able to shift his way to get out of it. Oh, and good scouting there from Scorpious.
Scorpious now looking for the buckshot lariat.
Oh! Trying to take him down, but Jessie V won't go down.
He's just a brick wall.
And that's a big boot there from Scorpious. He's got to be thinking, what do I do to take this man down? I just hit him with a lariat, a big boot now. Going to the corner, looking for the corner, but gets caught into a power bomb. And once again lifted up. Look at that power